Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be talking about show, don't tell. Now, this isn't an entirely new concept for you, but there may be one or two things that are new, so do pay attention. Our learning intention. We are learning to blend showing with telling in our writing. Success criteria. I can convert telling into showing. I can identify and explain the use of specific language techniques and how they impact the reader. I can use show don't tell language to reveal a character's emotions, choices, thoughts, dialogue, and consequences. I can use show don't tell to convey plot development, describes the setting, or describe specific objects. I can use language to elicit a specific feeling in the reader, and I can effectively combine showing and telling and know when to use which. What is show don't tell? According to the Reedsy blog, show don't tell is a writing technique in which the story's plot, setting, and characters are related through sensory details and actions rather than exposition. It fosters a style of writing that is more immersive for the reader, allowing them to be in the room with the characters. Sensory detail. It's not it's about not just telling your reader what is happening in the story or that a character has certain traits, but letting your reader experience them through their own senses based on your word choices. In order to do that, you not only need to have a good vocabulary or know how to use a thesaurus, but know what the different senses are. Do you know what the senses are? Take a moment to stop and think. How many can you write down? Pause the video right now and see what you can do. Did you know that there are actually 7 senses? I would imagine that most of you got sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch, but I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know about these 2. The first one is vestibular. That is the perception of our body in relation to gravity, movement, and balance, i.e., the things around us. And the other is proprioception. It's the sense of our body parts in relation to the rest of our body. So where is our hand in relation to our face and stuff like that, as well as the strength and effort required for movement. So 7 senses. Wow. So what does this look like? When you add sensory details, you think about including information that appeals to the senses. For example, when Mary came home, she saw her mom had baked cookies. Straightforward. It tells us Mary came home and mom baked cookies. But compare that to this. As Mary arrived home after a long school day, she could smell chocolate and vanilla wafting down the hallway from the kitchen. How are these 2 sentences similar and different to each other? Think about that for a moment. Here's another example. The first example used the sense of smell. So what senses does this example appeal to? First, the dungeon was dark and smelly, and Rodolfo was terrified. Okay, we got it. How about this one? Rodolfo felt trapped. He held up his hand, but he could not see it in front of his face. He felt ahead of him, but all he could sense were cold, damp stone walls. Was that a mushroom? He got close and took a sniff, but his nostrils were overwhelmed with a musty, moldy smell that set him off coughing and sneezing. The shadows closed in on him, and his mind began playing tricks on him. There's a big difference between those 2, aren't there? Another way we can add sensory detail to our writing is by incorporating a variety of figurative language, such as similes, metaphors, allusion, analogy, personification, hyperbole, idioms, and so many more.